everyone, I am Amanda from Mandy Lynn Plans. Today I have the 2023 Diamine Inkvent calendar. You've probably already seen unboxing videos of this. I'm definitely late to the game. However, I don't usually pay full price for these. I don't think I've ever paid full price. I generally wait until after the first of the next year because the companies who still have them on stock are trying to liquidate them. Typically it is $115. I was able to get it for $80 instead. There are 25 inks in here, one for every day of December. The idea is that you open up the first on December 1st, the second on December 2nd, etc. They're all Diamine inks. Some of them I don't think you can get anywhere except from the Advent calendar. Most of them are little 12 ml bottles. The biggest one is always on the 25th, and that one is a full 30 ml ink bottle. For a comparison, when you buy an ink sample from somewhere like Goulet Pens, typically it is 2 ml. So a 12 millimeter bottle is 6 times that amount. And if you're able to get the calendar on sale, it's actually a pretty good deal per bottle. So I would recommend looking for places to get one on sale if you haven't already purchased yours. This is my third Inkvent calendar. I got the first one in 2019. Well, it was the 2019 calendar. I bought it in 2020. From Teresa, actually. She watches my videos. So thanks, Teresa, if you're watching this one, for getting me hooked on these. And then I also bought the 2022. That one I was also able to find on sale. And then here I have the 2023. I am going to go in order, even though I'm not actually using these on December 1st, etc. This one is called Fortune's Gold, and it is a chameleon ink, which means that it has some shimmer, and in different angles, it'll be a different color. So here's where all the shimmer lives currently. So before we swatch it up, I definitely need to make sure that I shake it around. In this video, I am going to be showing you my swatching process. I use Tomoe River paper, and I cut it down to baseball card size, and I put them in the baseball card sheet protectors as a way of storing my ink samples. I like to use Tomoe River paper because it shows the shimmer and the sheen the best, but also because I use a Hobonichi planner, and that's the kind of paper that is in the planner, with slight differences because this is the old Tomoe River paper, and I'm not going to get into the differences in this video, but I do like to use Tomoe River paper for my swatches, a Q-tip to dip it in and then actually swatch the ink on, and then I use a glass pen to dip it in and then write the name so that I'm not inking up my pen 25 different times just to swatch them out. So 12 milliliters is a great amount of ink. I feel like you can definitely use this several times. I do know that some of the inks they do bring back in the full bottles. I'm gonna do this on a piece of cardboard. I have made sure that the shimmer is all mixed in. I'm gonna remove the lid. First thing I do is go in with my Q-tip. Then I do like to use this side, but only after this one dries. So I will just lay it on a paper towel out of view until it is dry so that I can use the other side. And then I like to go in with my glass pen, dip it in, write the name, and then Inkvent. And then I'm gonna put 23 at the bottom so that I remember that it's from the one from 2023. The last thing I like to do is go in and put a little blob of ink on another sheet of my Tomoe River paper. And after I have all 25, I'll go in and I'll cut the little dots and I'll put it on my caps so that whenever I have all of my ink bottles on my desk, I can easily see which ink is which just from the tops of the bottles. We can already start to see some of that shimmer coming through. I'm just gonna set it off to the side. Then we have number 2. This one is pretty. This is called Cashmere Rose, and it is a standard ink. There for the lid and the name. So there's that one. Number 3, we have Early Dusk, and this is another standard ink. So here we go. Sometimes they really curl up. Careful when I go to write. Here we are. So here's number 3, Early Dusk. 4 is down here at the bottom. We have Masquerade. That's pretty. And this is a shimmer ink. You can see all the gold shimmer is down at the bottom. So it's a purple ink with gold shimmer. So I definitely need to make sure that I'm shaking this one up gently. Okay, so there's still a little bit of gold here. I need to keep shaking. And when you can't see it stuck to the end of the bottle anymore, you know that it's all incorporated. So this is gonna be fun to watch. Okay, this is gonna be really pretty when it dries. All right, so there we have Masquerade. We are ready for number 5, Nightfall. Ooh, this is pretty. This is a chameleon ink. So again, color shifter in different angles with some shimmer. Okay, so all my shimmer is shaken up. Here we go, Nightfall. Ooh, that is dark. I guess it is correctly named. Ooh, some of that shimmer is starting to come through. Oh, that is so pretty. See if I can show you some of that shimmer. Oh, that is so gorgeous. This one is going to be very pretty when it's completely dried. We're ready for number 6. Okay, we have Bucks. Okay, and this is another chameleon ink. So a lot of the gold shimmer has settled. So it looks like it's an orange ink with some gold chameleon. It's fun to watch these like swirl around with the shimmer in there. Like see it all dancing around. So interesting, we haven't had a sheening ink. I wonder if more people like the chameleon. I feel like there's more chameleon so far in this advent already than there was maybe in the last one. So that's interesting. I've tried to stay away from watching other unboxings of it because I didn't want to ruin the surprise. Occasionally I'll stumble on something that I know came from the Inkvent, but I try not to spend too much time looking at it. So here's this one, which I wish I understood. There's probably a reason it's named that, and I just don't know it. Okay, we are ready for number 7. All the way down here, Sweet Dreams. That's pretty. And it is a scented ink. So I was afraid that there would be more scented inks in this one. I can't actually smell. I never got it back from 2020. So I don't know what this smells like. If I had to guess, I would say raspberries or strawberries. I don't know. That's just what my mind thinks of whenever I see this color. It is a very nice shade. And very wet. My line width here is much thicker than the other ones. I think my other scented ink from the Inkvent calendar last year, the Pick Me Up, the chocolate smelling one, also was very wet. So I wonder if it's just a scented ink thing. Okay, so the first 5 are dry, so I thought we could go through and look at all of them. This is Fortune's Gold. So here we have the shimmer. Next we have Cashmere Rose. This was just a standard ink. Early Dusk. This is really pretty. Another standard ink. Masquerade. This one has the gold shimmer on it. It's a very plum-like color, and then the gold shimmer. Then we have Nightfall, which is a chameleon ink. So you can see in a different angle how much it changes color. Oh, that is so pretty. Next, we're ready for number 8, Jacaranda, maybe? Another standard ink. So with this, we still don't have a Sheen ink. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, so there's that one. I might have to look up the meanings of some of these names, so they have me a little stumped. Next up, we have 9, Moonbeam. We have another chameleon ink, and this one is like a silver-ish shimmer. I wonder if Diamine is the only one that does the chameleon thing. I haven't seen anybody else do it, so let me know in the comments if you know of another company that does it. If they are the only ones, then that could be why there's so many chameleon inks in this batch compared to other years. I did go on with a second layer. My first one wasn't quite as rich and deep as it looked like it needed to be. So there's Moonbeam. 10 is down in the corner. Ooh, that's pretty. Velvet Emerald, and this is a standard ink. I love teal. This one's going to be very pretty, I can already tell. Ooh, yeah. So of the 10, so far we have had 4 chameleon inks, 4 standard inks, 1 shimmer, and 1 scented. This one is very nice. Okay, 10 down, 15 to go. Next we have number 11. Glacier, that's pretty. Probably a shimmer ink. Star Bright. Okay, what does that mean? Yes, there is shimmer. What does that mean? Star Bright. Don't know. We're gonna find out. Okay, so tons of shimmer in this one. I'm trying to figure out how it's different from a chameleon or a shimmer. So much shimmer. Whoa. It's like swirling around. Like, look at my Q-tip. Like, it's so glittery. This is crazy. It's a really nice color of blue, too. Probably, definitely not going to put this in a fine. If you have a broad, that would probably be best. Wow, this one is so impressive. Okay, that one is going to take a while to dry. 12 is next. Bah Humbug. We have another chameleon ink. Ooh, it's like a more red. So we have like a purplish ink with like a red shimmer. So that's fun. Okay, so let's see it. Bah Humbug. Okay. It's showing up almost black, but it's actually like a deep wine color. Oh, there you go. So there's that. It definitely is going to take a while to dry, but there's more of the color for you. Okay, the next 5 are basically dry. So here is Buck's Fizz. This was a chameleon ink. So there's a color shift there. Then we had Sweet Dreams, and I was afraid of this. It was so wet that it's feathering even on Tomaway River paper. So that's too bad. It is a really pretty color of pink though. We have Jakarta, which was just a standard ink. Moonbeam, which was a chameleon ink. So there's the color changing shimmer. And Velvet Emerald, which is a very nice standard ink. 13 is next. Weeping Willow. We actually have a Weeping Willow tree. This is another standard ink. This is basically the halfway point, and we still don't have a Sheen ink. So crazy to me. Okay, so here's Weeping Willow. Here we go. 14, we have Rainbow's End. Is that not supposed to be gold? So it's a chameleon. It's got purple. Oh, so it's like the blue into the purple. Maybe that's what it's supposed to be. So here's that shimmer. Okay, and it's time to start using the other end of my Q-tips. Rainbow's End. Wow. So this will be nice to look at when it's dry. Ink 15, Walnut. It's a pretty deep brown. Another standard ink, Walnut. Okay, there we go. 10 to go. 16 is Merry and Bright. Here we have a shimmer ink. You can see how bright green that is. So it's a green ink with some green shimmer. Merry and Bright. Ooh, that's a pretty green. I think they already have one called Elf, if I'm remembering right. This also would have been a good one to name. Elf. And I shouldn't talk and try and write at the same time. And when it tries to pool up like that, I try and help it go down a little more to kind of spread out. 17 is Lavender Frost, another shimmer ink. So if you're thinking about getting this Inkvent calendar, I hope you like shimmer inks because the number of shimmer and chameleon inks in this calendar so far is definitely the majority. So far, I'm glad that there's only been one scented because those are the ones that struggle on the paper. I'm wondering if they kind of replaced Sheening with the Chameleon. Like maybe Chameleon is their take on Sheen. It's like a mix of Sheen and shimmer. But I know the Inkvent calendar last year, so the 2022 Inkvent calendar had Sheen, and it also had ones that had Sheen and shimmer, and it still had ones called Chameleon. So I don't know if we're going to see any Sheen in this calendar or not. These take so long. So there's just a little bit of shimmer left down there. Okay, all good. Okay, Lavender Frost. That sounds really pretty. It's darker than I was envisioning. More of a muted gray. It's not super purple. So here's Lavender Frost. Then we have 18. This is Blizzard. Probably a Chameleon. Oh, a shimmer. Yes, okay. So light blue ink, light blue shimmer. So I'm gonna let this fall a little to help spread it out. There's Blizzard. 11 to 15 are dry. Here's the one, Glacier. It said it was Star Bright. Check out the shimmer. Wowza. I think I know what they mean now whenever it said Star Bright. Wow, so much shimmer. It's a really pretty color of blue, so that's kind of fun. We have Bah Humbug. This was a Chameleon, so you can see in a different light, changes colors with the shimmer. Weeping Willow is a standard ink. Rainbow's End is a Chameleon, so a different color in the light at a different angle. And Walnut is a standard ink. We are ready for 19. Here we have Cinnabon. Oh, and it's another scented ink. So I bet we could guess what this is gonna smell like. And we probably know that it's gonna feather again, but we will give it a try. Cinnabon. Okay, so here's Cinnabon. Okay, then we have 20. Astral. This is a Chameleon ink, so there's the shimmer part, and this is the ink color. Here it is. Very dark. So this will be a fun one to look at whenever it is dry, to see that Chameleon color. All right, so we have 5 more to go. Here's 21, Tranquility. Another Chameleon, so we have a purple ink and some gold shimmer, which I assume is the color coordination of the box. So we have purple ink and then the gold accents, the gold shimmer. Tranquility, here we go. Ooh, that's a pretty color, like an eggplant color. So there we go. 22, Tinsel. That's fun. We have a shimmer ink, surprise, surprise, more shimmer. So a red ink, red shimmer. So here's Tinsel. The shimmer on this one is really pretty. It's already starting to dry and you can see some of that shimmer down here. Really pretty. Only 3 more to go. Here is 23, Fireside Snug. We have a standard ink. I'm not sure exactly where it cut off, but here is Fireside Snug. So we have a really pretty deep orange color. This is a standard ink. Next we have 24, Sugar Snap. So this is the last little 12 ml bottle and it is a shimmer ink. So here you can see the shimmer color. Here is Sugar Snap. So a nice deep green. Here we go. And the next 5 are dry. So here was 16, Merry and Bright. So this one had green shimmer. Lavender Frost was another shimmer ink. Blizzard was a 3rd shimmer ink right in a row. That one's really pretty. It's similar to Glacier, but they are different. So this one's more of a light blue and this one's more of a teal. So very similar, but Glacier definitely has a lot more shimmer. Then we had the scented Cinnabon ink. And yes, it is feathering just like the Sweet Dreams did. And then Astral, which is a really pretty chameleon ink. So it looks like a black ink until you have it in the right light. And then it is that really pretty galaxy almost with all the stars and everything. So pretty. Then the last one, we have at 25. This is always a 30 ml bottle. And it's called Raise a Glass. It is a purple. And I don't see anywhere, I do see some shimmer in there, but usually they say chameleon or shimmer or standard. This one does have something. I just don't know if they would call it shimmer or chameleon. So it's a purple box, and then the last ink here is a purple ink. So with this, I guess it confirms that we have no sheening ink. Here, this last one is definitely shimmer of some kind. A very deep purple. Okay, so there's that one. So it's starting to dry a little bit, so you can see how deep of a purple that is with some of the shimmer in there. Now that I have all 25 colors, most of them are dry, I can go in and I will cut them. I kept all the inks on the side here in order so that whenever I go through and I cut them, I can just put them on the lid. So this is the first one, Fortune's Gold. And I have an adhesive dot runner that I usually put, so I'll cut them all up and then I'll just put a tiny little adhesive dot on the back and stick it on here so that I know if they're all standing up which ink it is, so I can find them easier. All right, so the last 5 are dry now. Here is Tranquility. This was a chameleon ink. Tinsel had some red shimmer. Fireside is a standard ink. Sugar Snap had some shimmer in it. And we have Raise a Glass, which has that chameleon color change shimmer. Okay, so now that I have all 25 new ink swatches, I will go through my fountain pen swatch collection and I will kind of add them in. I sort of have like a rainbow sorting system, and so I will kind of fit them in wherever I think they will add best. I can't wait to start using these in my planner and journal. I'd love to know your thoughts on the Diamine Inkvent calendar as a whole. I was surprised that there's no sheen in this calendar. There's a lot of chameleon and shimmering ink, and I'm a big fan of shimmer ink, so it's okay with me. But if you are not a fan of shimmer, definitely don't worry about picking this one up if you haven't already. There are still online retailers that have these available at a discounted price, so I definitely recommend picking one up. It's a great way to try out new inks, be surprised. It's always fun to have somebody else pick out your inks for you, and you just get to start playing right away. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and as always, thank you so much for watching. Until next time.